Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Alex Avila with Love University. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on today's video. Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Alex Avila with Love University, and we're back. I'm an author, psychologist, and speaker. Every week we talk about how to love yourself, others, and a higher nature, how to improve your finances, career, health, relationships, and spirituality. We've been continuing our series of love types based on my best-selling book, Love Types, Discover Your Romantic Style and Find Your Soulmate. Love Types shows you how to identify your most compatible soulmate based on the theory behind the Myers-Briggs personality test, the most popular personality test in the world. And today's topic is the Innovator, a very interesting love type. The Innovator is someone who is external energy, also known as extroverted. They get energy from other people, socializing. Intuitive, they're creative and imaginative. Thinking, they're logical, and they're what we call perceiving or spontaneous. If you're an innovator, you are the inventor, the risk taker, and the developer of new ideas and schemes. They can either plummet you into bankruptcy or catapult you into riches and glory. Dozens of ideas ricochet in your head at any given moment, and you can talk circles around anyone you know. You are the epitome of creativity. Falling in love may take a while for you because of your selective nature. You're the type of person who may pass by several quality candidates until you feel you have found the ideal mate. As a result, you may be single for far longer than your friends and family expected you to be. When you're in a relationship, your cleverness and nibble tongue can both help and hinder you. On the plus side, you're able to use your charming, talkative ways to calm your partner down when they are mad. You're especially skilled at helping your mate see the logical side of things, especially when the logic happens to be on your side. On the minus side, sometimes you're so smooth at talking your way out of conflicts with your lover, so you don't take the time or make the effort to work on the problem areas in your relationship. Instead of facing the real issues, you skirt them with your verbal fluency and facile mind. But the price you pay later in broken hearts, divorce, and wasted expectations is all too real. Since you can easily maintain intellectual distance from the people you date, partners with a stronger feeling side may label you as cold, even though you're simply acting according to your natural style, close but not too close. Even when you find the right person, you still want to maintain your sense of uniqueness and personal space. As a result, you need a partner who will leave you alone when you desire it, someone who has their own sense of self-confidence and autonomy and doesn't need you to be around them 24/7. So what is your best love type combination in love? If you're a female innovator, your ideal love type is the general, someone who's like you but more structured. The general's confident, independent nature is just what you need to maintain the flexibility and independence you crave. You will have a creative partnership with this high-achieving type of man, a union in which both of you can share your substantial intellectual resources to build a successful life together. If you're the male innovator, you will take a liking to the female scholar, an intellectual woman, or the wheeler-dealer, a fun-spirited type of person. The wheeler-dealer is an exciting choice that can ultimately pay off. You will have someone who may actually be more excited about your ideas than you are, a master promoter who is a virtuoso at helping you sell your brilliant creations to the highest bidder. No matter what happens, you're in for nonstop action with the wheeler-dealer. Now, if your mate is the innovator, where can you find them? Innovators are among the most eclectic of the love types. Their spontaneous and inquisitive natures takes them almost everywhere. They're especially delighted by social events that trigger their imaginative and logical minds. You can find them at science-related organizations, speaking organizations such as Toastmasters and the National Speakers Association. Innovators love to talk about everything and anything. You'll also find them at literature appreciation clubs, where members can verbally critique the works of great and not too great authors. Also trade shows, linguistic societies, inventor clubs. Innovators are always inventing things. Entrepreneur associations. Innovators often come up with pioneering business ideas. Computer fairs, science and science fiction shows and fairs. Overall, look for innovators anywhere their powerful intellect can be stimulated and where they can exercise their considerable communication skills. How do you get a date with an innovator? Get the innovator talking about anything they know. Remember, the innovator knows plenty. Simply start asking questions about their many areas of expertise and listen as a verbal volcano explodes. Hot dating tip. Ask an innovator a question about what they like to do on a date. When you ask questions about dating activities, the innovator will soon convince themselves that they came up with the idea for both of you to do whatever was just said. Just go along with the plans. Now, how do you win the love of an innovator? First of all, keep the innovator talking. While the innovator is chatting and you're presumably learning more than you ever considered possible, both of you can enjoy just about anything couples normally do: fine dining, concerts, plays, the ballet, and movies. Another important point: when dating an innovator, make sure you display enthusiasm and support for their constant stream of ideas, inventions, and schemes. Because innovators live by their ideas, they want their partners to share in their lofty plans and alternative worlds. At the same time, you should also be aware that innovators can and often do change their minds when it comes to their grand visions. Hot love tip. Don't argue with an innovator's fanciful schemes. Just appear agreeable. When an innovator suddenly presents you with an unrealistic scheme, your best strategy is to remain calm and display guarded support for their ideas. If you argue with the innovator, you will have the opposite effect of encouraging them further in a possibly foolhardy plan. The innovators need to play devil's advocate, may urge them to press on with an idea just to prove you're wrong. On the other hand, if you show the innovator that you support their intellect and abilities, everything will usually work out just fine. And finally, what kind of long-term relationship can you expect with an innovator? Life with innovators is always stimulating and thought-provoking. These ultimate orators love to engage their lovers in conversations and debates about any imaginable topic. Sometimes an innovator can talk about 4 different things at once, and quite well, while thinking of at least 4 other topics they could bring up at any moment. If you're in a relationship with an innovator, expect to be challenged. Innovators enjoy intellectual stimulation of any kind. If you don't satisfy your innovator's quest for mental excitement, they may lose respect and affection for you and start looking elsewhere for an intellectual fix. Female innovators sometimes have difficulty with traditional female stereotypes because they possess traits not always considered to be feminine by society. Their witty, enthusiastic, competitive, and debate-loving nature can seem intimidating to some men. On the other hand, men who are bright enough to understand and appreciate the female innovator's teasing, go-for-broke style will be rewarded with a wonderfully exciting mate for life. Whatever else it might be, a relationship with an innovator is rarely dull. As the most risk-taking of love types, innovators revel in living and loving on the edge. When you're with the anything-goes innovator, you never know whether you'll be residing in a 32-room beachfront mansion after your innovator achieves a tremendous financial success, or you may end up sharing a 2-bedroom apartment with another couple when the innovator's new company goes belly up. In either case, be assured that your quick-witted innovator is already planning one more scheme to put you on top in the game of love, success, and happiness. Grab onto their coattails and hold on for the ride of your life. Love University students, if you are an innovator, or perhaps your ideal match is one, you can be in for a wonderful time with this brilliant kind of individual. And the key is, it doesn't matter what your love type is. You could be one of the other 16 love types. You could be the caretaker, the mystic rider, the wheeler dealer. The key is to first love and appreciate your own love type, your own unique romantic style, and then meet people in the real world who resonate with your personality and eventually find the ideal compatible soulmate. Now, people often ask me if opposites attract, and they sometimes do in relationships. But in reality, the one area where we see opposites a lot is in the movies, especially romantic movies. So you see the woman who comes from a Harvard-educated background, and she goes to the hood to do some research and meets a homie in the hood, and they have danger. They almost get shot and killed. They fall in love, and they get married at the end of the movie, and it looks like happily ever after. But in real life, they may have a very hard time making the relationship work because of their big differences in values and background and perspective. So the key to a successful relationship is to find someone who resonates with your deeply held values and preferences and is naturally compatible with your own love type. Doesn't mean you have to be exactly the same. They could like bowling, you could like opera,